While Titanfall has never been the most popular series, it's always been a cult classic. Either way, it was popular enough to spawn a slew of spin-offs and one sequel. So today I'm going to cover every forgotten game in the Titanfall franchise. While there are only 2 mainline games, including Apex, technically there are 6 games in the franchise. Including canceled games, it brings up the total to 8. Counting unreleased games, that's 9 total games in the Titanfall franchise. So without further ado, here are all the Titanfall games you probably, and some you most definitely didn't, play. First off, we're starting with Apex Legends. Just kidding, Apex Legends isn't forgotten just yet, but if they don't change anything soon this year, it's definitely heading that way. But you know what isn't forgotten? That you haven't subscribed yet. So if you do end up enjoying this video, you should definitely subscribe for more. It's free and it helps out a lot. I appreciate you guys. Anyways, into the video for real. We're going to start simple with the mobile games, Titanfall Assault. First released on August 10th in 2017. I remember playing this game in the back of my bus. This game was similar to Clash Royale, in the fact that you play your cards and your enemy would play the cards, and whoever's base was destroyed first would lose. There are a lot of different cards, including hero cards like Jack Cooper and BT. There's really not a lot to this game, so I'll let some of the gameplay speak for itself that you're probably watching right now from a good editor. And I'm going to let you know right now, this is my favorite game out of the list here. If you ask me, Titanfall 3 or Titanfall Assault comes back, I'm taking Titanfall Assault every day of the week. It had a lot of cool concepts, including unused concepts from Titanfall. There were some sword-wielding pilots. It was really cool in general. I really wish it would make a comeback. I think you can still download the game and get the APK or whatever. I'm not really too savvy with all that, but I don't know if there's much of a point because you can't play it online anymore. Next up, we're going to Titanfall Frontlines. This one you probably didn't play, but it is another mobile game. It was released in September 2016 on Android, and then later that same month it was released on iOS, but only in the Philippines. It was similar to Hearthstone, but it's described as a real-time card strategy game. The game never saw full release, but according to Wikipedia, the player collects and places Pilot, Titan, and Burn cards to damage and defeat their opponents. Pilot and Titan cards can combine to perform extra damage. I'm not that big of a card guy. I do dabble in some Marvel Snap, so seeing a real-time card game, especially, one related to Titanfall, would have been really fun, and I kind of wish this game saw full release, but it never did, and it was canceled on January 13th, 2017. Next up is the one I'm most excited to talk about, because some of you might have played this one, but most likely probably didn't. Titanfall Online. It was a free-to-play Titanfall game that never saw full release. This game was developed and published by Nexon, who also developed and published some of the other games. The game was launched in the Asian market, so think South Korea, China. Aside from one private beta, it never saw the light of day. It was essentially Titanfall 1 with different skins and a few additional Titans. It also had hero-like characters. These 4 pilots were Hollow, Iron, Preacher, and Starseeker. The other really cool concept I liked about this game was that it featured a new villain/faction called Talos. Talos is an AI that evolved past the need for humanity and went rogue. Talos would then weaponize AI bots like Spectres and maybe even Marvins. We don't know because we didn't see the full release. Next we move on to a game that really did not see the light of day, and this is a big one. Titanfall 3. If you're a die-hard fan, you already know all about Titanfall 3. But still, I wouldn't say it's common knowledge in the community, so I'm here to break all the greenies' hearts. Titanfall 3 was real and was being developed, but was cancelled in 2018. After Titanfall 2, Respawn chose to work on the 3rd installment. However, due to the poor financial response and a lack of passion from the devs, they inevitably scrapped the game and recycled it into Apex Legends. I already have a video detailing everything about Titanfall 3 in the canceled game, so if you want a more detailed video about it, then it's going to be up here somewhere and you can go click around for that. Allegedly, the first 2 campaign missions were playable and designed. I don't know if they are completely finished, but that implies that somewhere out there there's a script for Titanfall 3. They even had a multiplayer, but according to the devs that's spoken about it, the game didn't feel innovative like Titanfall 1 and 2, so they ended up scrapping it and making it Apex Legends. And in my opinion, was probably the right move at the time. Before we get into the last few games, because these ones are pretty big as well, you should definitely subscribe for more if you like this video, because I'm going to keep you updated on everything cool Titanfall. I do a lot of Titanfall videos. We've been in a little bit of a dry spell for Titanfall content, but you know what? When there's cool Titanfall content to be made, I'll definitely be there. I also stream every day on Twitch and on YouTube, so you should definitely subscribe here or go to my Twitch if you prefer that. And if you want updates on everything else, including my videos and streams, or you just want to talk to me and hang out, then you should join my Discord, which is going to be linked down below with everything else or linked up here. Titanfall Legends. The name sounds super goofy, but you just gotta listen. After the success of Apex Legends, Respawn decided to start gravitating back towards Titanfall, combining the 2 games and intertwining them more deeply than they already were. Respawn decided to create the project Titanfall Legends. This was just a code name at the time. It didn't actually ever get an official name, so this is just the project name. The game didn't get very far in development, but we do know a few key aspects of the game. Most importantly, the game was set to be a single-player, story-driven game. You would play as Blisk in a story that let you obtain different powers from the playable legends. Another important thing to note is this probably took place around season 9 to 12. If you're an OG Apex Legends fan, you know that Blisk was leaked for a long time, ever since probably season 1 or 2. when they had that picture of like all the leaked characters that respawn often. But they had a lot of work on Blisk done, including him calling down a Titan for his ultimate. He was completely playable. Then they scrapped and they reused some of this stuff for other Legends, but he kind of disappeared, so that's probably when they started making Titanfall Legends. And then they ended up canceling the game, but since they were making the game, that's kind of where Blisk was in the story. And since it never saw the light of day, that's why Blisk has pretty much been neglected since like season 13 in Apex Legends. Like I don't think he's been seen for at least 10 seasons. Maybe like one slight cameo. Anyways, in this game, you would play as Blisk in a story that let you obtain different powers from the playable Legends. For example, Wraith, you would probably gain her Void ability, though we're not 100% sure. Pathfinder, you'd probably get a grappling hook. We do know that later in the story, Rampart would help rebuild BT as she'd obtained parts and kept them in crates around Big Mod. The idea was to make Apex a jumping point for all things Titanfall, similar to how Call of Duty uses one app and allows you to play different modes like Warzone and Black Ops 6. It was even insinuated that if they had continued down this road of making Apex a Titanfall launcher, it would have eventually led to another shot at Titanfall 3. There is still hope for Titanfall though. This video isn't all doom and gloom, as you notice there's a lot of cancelled Titanfall projects. Respawn is currently developing a new game set within the Titanfall universe, directed by the previous game director behind Titanfall 1 and 2, Steve Fukuda. However, it is important to note that this is reportedly not Titanfall 3. The game is set to be announced this year, which means it's likely to not be cancelled, but anything can happen in the game dev industry, including like laying off the entire team behind the project or something. But I don't think it's going to be cancelled. In my opinion, it's still a possibility that it's Titanfall 3. But I'll leave you to believe whatever you wish. And if you want to know more, I also have other videos discussing this late game. It's going to be pretty exciting. It's going to be a fun and exciting time to be a Titanfall fan, so that's why you need to stay subscribed to the Happy Slapper. And let me know in the comments below if you played any of these games, and if you did, which one is your favorite? If you didn't play any of them, which one did you wish you did play? I hope I included some gameplay. I tried to find all the gameplay I could, probably. I don't know, this is past me, so future me, that's his problem. And definitely join my Discord, definitely subscribe here on YouTube, and definitely follow my Twitch. I know, I got a lot to plug. Anyways, I appreciate you guys watching the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, leave a like. Peace out, guys.